It's a new wave, not going back. It's a new wave, not going back. Living in the black.
She's responsible for huggerbeans.com, happyhubby.myhappyhubby.com, and mediabloggersconnect.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce to you live right here in the studio, Constance Joe.
Wow.
Woo!
Can I pay for you to do that?
Oh, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. Shout out to Troy Simmons. Shout out to Troy Simmons. You are winning. Sir, you are winning.
I'm winning with him.
Okay,
he has
now
to deal with my ups and downs, that's for sure.
That's good, that's good. Oh my God, I'm so happy to have you. I literally begged her to come in the studio, guys. She wanted to call in, but I couldn't have that.
I'm normally in my pajamas.
Yeah, she said 5 o'clock, I'm
I'm up at 2 a.m.
She's like, yeah,
Wow. So that show starts at 4:30, so.
Shawn, I'm asleep at that time. Well, listen, if y'all want to join in on the conversation, call 954-525-1490. That's 954-525-1490. Is that it? It's 52. Yeah, good. Or tweet your questions and comments to you. I did that last night. I was like, check the number. And your questions, you can ask us any questions or comments by using the hashtag Women and Business. Women and Business. Yes?
Women in Business.
Okay, I was supposed to check that too. Okay, so thank you. So, Oklahoma City, Texas, you were awarded the internship with my boy Dan Rather. That's my boy. That's my boy Dan Rather. So that sent you to my hometown, New York.
Yep.
You studied in Romania.
I did.
Born in Germany.
Half German.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss? Where have you visited, studied, or worked?
Well, I've worked in, professionally, I've worked in Texas, Oklahoma, and Miami now for 7 years, and broadcasting for 14 years. But as you know, it starts when you're young. So I started writing for newspapers when I was in high school, and then from newspapers working with videographers, and then working my way up into the business. So I am where I am now, and I love Miami. I love it.
You've done some traveling, though. You've done some traveling, Navy brat.
I have an Army brat.
Army
He's the
brat.
reason. I mean, my dad from
Sorry,
Montgomery,
Dad.
Alabama.
Sorry, Dad.
Wow. I was born in Stuttgart, Germany. My mother's German, not a U.S. citizen. So, spent most of my life in Germany growing up and just traveled all over the place. So, probably lended itself well to my career as a journalist because you're constantly moving from city to city to move up. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I'm gonna touch on first is the one thing I'm super impressed about. Your social media platform is ridiculous. It's flawless. I've been bragging about you all week. Like I've been living bragging all week. Listen, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, Pinterest, and she has a blog site. And I don't understand where her schedule. How you active on all of them?
Well, have you heard of Hootsuite? You can schedule this stuff. You know what I mean?
I've checked.
And if you you can schedule your blog post and you can do all that stuff. But for me, I'm very serious about my job as a journalist, and to remain competitive, especially in this market, you have to have more than one voice. And so it's really helped me for and this is separate from the entrepreneurial thing. But if I want my stories to go viral or to be picked up, and they have, I need to have my Twitter and my blog and all that stuff. Pinterest, I've gotten stories from Pinterest and people contacting me, which is random,
Pinterest is serious.
Yeah.
So you do not have a team that does that.
I'm just organized, and I'm a little crazy because I love what I do. And when you're really kind of crazy about your life and what you feel God's called you to do, you find the 30 minutes a day to do. And I tell my friends, because I think if you feel like you're called to tell a certain story or to be a role model, whatever it is, it's a free tool that is just another way for you to share your light. So it's helped me tremendously, and it has helped me with my business, free advertising.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys, I hope you guys are taking notes, because with her schedule, I literally was dumbfounded between, and don't give it all to the Hootsuite, because you retweet, you know, when we put stuff out there, you right on top of it. Before the end of the day, you retweeting, you're posting up new, fresh content, and it can't be something you scheduled months ago because we just talked about that this month.
Yeah, you can put an alert on your phone,
Oh,
and that'll let you know.
I
So
got
that my cell phone
listening.
can retweet, and that's it.
Are you listening?
I mean, there's just tons of little, and that's free information online. You know, so.
Absolutely. But that's the type of stuff that our listeners need to know. Because, you know, we get a little part-time job and a little full-time job and we can't do nothing. Everything stopped.
Exactly.
Everything shut down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You get 2 little clients and,
It's over.
God, take me, Lord. All right? Well, let me ask you this. What areas of business do you consider yourself strong in and what areas do you seek assistance in?
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Hugga Beans company because some people may not really understand what it is. It's what it is very basic. It's a online shop where I sell primarily newborn hats.
Okay.
That's it, newborn hats and a few other things on the side. And so I was really fortunate to get on. Have you heard of the website Etsy?
Yes.
It's very similar to eBay, but I got on Etsy when it first started. So I was one of the lucky ones who joined the website. Who I was able to build a huge following early because no one else was doing what I was doing. So the first day I posted a few of my items, I sold out immediately.
Wow.
And so that's when I knew there was I heard, okay, you can sell on eBay and all that. And again, this was 7-8 years ago. And so I was very blessed and fortunate to be posting at the time where no one else was doing it. And I think to be successful in business, you've got to go the path that other people haven't taken. And so from there, it grew ridiculously to where I was crochet. As soon as I got off work, I would crochet for 9 hours a day to keep up with the demands. I mean, I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I will say I have 9 other women working for me, and they do comfortably. And so it is nice to know that, hey, if I lost my job in TV, I can still cover all my bills with my crochet. And that was really my goal. My job in TV is sometimes fickle. You know, if they say, hey, that girl is cuter than you and cheaper, well, I don't want to live in fear of that. I mean, I do my best I can do, but for my financial, I've got bills.
Right.
And so it was back in 2008 when the economy crashed and I got into a car accident. My car was totaled and I was like, I barely have enough money to pay for my bills. My friend was like, why don't you sell something? And so my husband and I started selling stuff we found in the trash. In all honesty, everybody was in foreclosure and people were throwing their stuff away, furniture and stuff. So me and my husband would pull it out of the trash and post it on Craigslist. And then I saw a posting on Craigslist, someone who wanted to buy baby hats. And I was like, I can do that. I crochet all the time. And that's how it started.
Wow.
And I needed to be able to make my car payment. Now, car is paid off. We have a new, the financial freedom we have is amazing. But it came from the fact that we had no money, like nothing. And we were like, people are throwing away couches. I could post this for $200. And we did.
I hope my listening audience is taking
That's
notes.
fantastic. I'm taking notes. I love that.
And mind you, I'm still working on air in Miami. I think a lot of people have this perception if you're an on-air talent that you're rich.
Right.
And that's, I'm a journalist, you know, I'm not a reality star, you know, so you get paid as a journalist would get paid. And God has blessed me and I've moved my way up in the company. But starting out, no, I mean, my car, that's probably what caused us to really have to do that. My car was totaled. I didn't have $400 a month to make a car payment, so I had to figure it out.
Do me a favor and give us a little snapshot of what My Happy Hubby is about and Media Bloggers Connect. Just give us a little snapshot of what that's about.
Okay,
Please.
My Happy Hubby is kind of self-explanatory. Ways to keep your husband happy, right? And I've been married for 7 years.
Okay,
and,
wait.
well, I will say that company is Hugga Beans has had proven success. My Happy Hubby is definitely a new brand that I'm trying out to figure out what makes women comfortable. It's definitely not catered towards girls trying to find lingerie for prom. It's catered towards professional grown women who are still trying to keep their relationship lively. So that's essentially what that is. And Media Bloggers Connect is not a business per se as in making money, but it's a valuable group of other bloggers who all agree to share content and they have to have prior media experience. So you can't just say, hey, I blog and I want to be a part of it. No. And
So you trying to say I can't rock?
If you're a blogger, you could join.
I got like 2 followers who subscribe to me.
It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do to add to the SEOs of, I mean, the idea is we grow together. So when you find networks of people, and that's what it is. It's my network of people who are serious. Everyone has their own hustle in a way, you know.
Right.
And blogging is a way to kind of self-promote yourself, you know. And then your friend can blog about you. I'll blog about you. You got a book out. I'll write about your book. You write about my stuff, and that's how you
It just
grow.
grows.
Yeah.
I got you. So one last question before we go to break. It's got to be quick because we got about 30 seconds before we go to break. But I just want to know your philosophy. And you're not going anywhere, right? Because we're bringing it to other people.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Don't leave us. But I just want to know what your philosophy is on mentorship. Real quick. Little tidbit on that.
Well, first generation college student. So for me, you know, I had no one in my family to help me that could really give me sound advice. And so I'm only where I am today because so many people helped me. So when I get so many young ladies who are trying to figure out how to get in the business. I'm probably 4 people a week, different people, contacting me, and I think it's important for us to give back. So, I mean, I mentor as many people as I can.
I was going to ask you that. Okay, no problem. You'll be getting an email from someone soon. Sure.
Sure.
You're listening to The Black Radio. We're right here with Constance Jones. To join this conversation, call us at 954-525-1490 or tweet your questions and comments to hashtag Women in Business. Listen, guys, we're right here. We'll be right back. Don't move. We're coming back with Gwendolyn and Michelle. Let's get it done.
It's a new wave, not going back. Living here, it's a new wave, not going back. Living in the black.
Welcome back. You're listening to In the Black Radio, your entrepreneurial and small business hotspot. Listen, we are here each and every Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. To join in on this conversation, call us at 954-525-1490. 954-525-1490. They're saying I'm talking too fast. Okay, let me slow down. Hi, Anna Maria Sally in the studio with us today. She is our graphic designer and she snuck in the studio. Oh, how you doing, girl? All right, so I'm pleased to announce that we have some other honored guests with us today. Judy, who's with us?
Well, we have the honor and the privilege of having Gwendolyn Carter in the studio with us today. She is a researcher, product developer, natural health consultant, lecturer, and author. Her work has taken her beyond the United States to the Caribbean and as far away places as the continent of Africa. She has published 2 books and has some other projects on the table. Welcome, Gwendolyn Carter.
Greetings. Thank you so much, Judy. Y'all have to know I do love Judy. She is one of the best people I have met in South Florida, so it's not surprising that she has me here. She's had a lot of fun with me and got more out of me than many people have. And Shawn, it was a pleasure meeting you. You walked right in and knew me. I was like, oh.
You was like, Judy is the best. So I was like, well, let me wait and see where I fit in.
Wait a minute. And that lavender hay on top.
All right, I'm going to have to go to YouTube to see that.
Okay.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. Is there anything that you want to let us know right out the back? Should we not ask about this? Because I want to get in your business. I want to get personal. Is that okay?
Get deep down and dirty.
Ooh.
Woo! Because I dig the dirt.
MJ, we might have to go to commercial break, MJ.
And I'm glad Wendy's not here because I dig up the dirt.
Okay.
Judy will tell you about my dirt though. It's very healing.
Well, one of the things that I see that you live by is drink green and bathe black. Yes. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, yes. Drink green means that you are really working within nature. You are getting all the chlorophyll, vitamins, and minerals that the universe has. One of the biggest problems with us is that we do everything white. White sugar, white flour, white salt. Yes. And it is really deteriorating our bones, our blood. It's causing tumors, cysts, lumps. It's almost killing us. So when I grew up, I'm not going to tell you my age. I know you can look at me and tell. We ate vegetables every night. Now it's gone. McDonald's is trying to bring back a salad, but that won't get it. So you have to get liquid greens in. And then dirt, soil is not dirty. Germs will kill you, but dirt saves your life. We actually grow our food in the dirt. Okay? So I do mud bathing. As a matter of fact, I'll be on my way back to Tanzania to develop a curriculum called environmental resources. What we actually will be doing for the College of Natural Resources and Tourism is showing people how to use environmental resources as medication on your vacation. So I've taken Judy out to the sea with the spirulina, the black mud, the salt, and showed her how to really be energized and well. And you know how gorgeous Judy is. So you should see her when she walks off the beach. It's like, whoa.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's what the Bathe Black and Drink Green is all about. That's my motto.
Awesome. What we're going to do now is introduce another special guest that we have with us right here. Who do we have in here, Judy?
Well, we have Dr. Michelle C. Powell, who is the owner and CEO of Power Health Solutions. She's been a Floridian since 1976. She's a professor at the Nova Southeastern University. She's married. She has 4 sons. She has participated in over and coordinated 9 medical missions to Jamaica and Haiti. So we see a philanthropist streak. But in addition to all of that, she has founded something called LNO that maybe she'll elaborate. And she's also done a radio show. So welcome to Dr. Michelle Powell.
Thank you so much, Judy. I always appreciate sharing with you anything that I possibly can for growth and development. And Shawn, so thank you so much for having me here. As I said before, health, education, training, development. I just believe in just getting the message out there about health, education, development. So it is my pleasure to be here today with you.
Well, remember, this is supposed to be a panel, so we were supposed to stay on topic, but it seems like we're going to have to invite you guys back so we can dig deep into these platforms because I have to know more about. Well, first, let me say this: we were born, we were created by dirt, right? Aren't we?
Absolutely.
Aren't we created? So
And they go back to ashes to ashes.
Absolutely.
And I work a lot with volcanic materials. People are afraid to go to volcanoes, but if I go to, I really only go to countries that have volcanoes. And of course, I just left the cradle of civilization, that's Tanzania, where I'll be going back to work with the college.
Okay.
But the deal of this is, when I saw the mud and the ash up there, and then I saw, what is those ashes from cremating, I'm like, oh, so that is really true. Yeah, we were molded. And I'm telling you, clay, drinking clay, heals so many disorders in the body.
Drinking clay.
Oh, absolutely. There are some stomach disorders. It will dissolve cysts and lump. There are some gum diseases.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the dirts are off the chart. The clay, the mud.
Whoa. We in too deep right now. We're going to volcanoes. We drinking clay. Yeah, I gotta be in too deep. I know we had a question for Michelle, and then I'm gonna throw out some panel questions so that they can kind of feed off of them. Yeah. Let me have that question.
Well, I mentioned some of the things that you do, and as women and entrepreneurs, how do you balance it all? What, based on your experience and your mistakes, what advice do you have for other women that may own a business or want to own a business in addition to all the multitude of things that you already do?
For women as well as for just men or women, young and old, clarity. One of the things most individuals really don't take the time to do is become clear about what is it they actually want for their life, for their health, for their relationships. Clarity. Before embarking on any endeavor, sit down, make a decision, and be clear. Be able to visualize it, be able to see it. In my medical profession, before I embark in trying to help someone achieve a weight loss goal or a physical goal for themselves, I say, what is it that you see? What is it you desire for yourself? Where is it do you want to go? To start in a business, you have to be clear. What is it you want the business to look like, achieve, become? What direction do you want to go in? The same thing, it's a universal principle. It's a universal truth, clarity for your health, your relationship, for your mind, for your wellness. Clarity, Judy. Many people have wonderful and brilliant ideas.
Oh my goodness.
Please do your market
Oh
research.
my goodness.
Brilliant ideas are wonderful to have, but
Yes.
it's important that you're in the right time, right space, right location,
That's so
and right
good.
need.
That is so good. So let me hear from my other two panelists on this priority thing. What do you think? Anybody want to take a stab at this?
Well, I think that was great, what was just said. When I started my Hug-A-Beans company, it was like so many people wanted so much from me. I mean, I was getting so many orders that I was killing myself.
Wow.
And I found that it was cool. I found a niche that people wanted custom handmade items. But then I realized I was cutting out, like, preparing my meals, and that was one thing to keep me healthy. My husband was, the time with him was being jeopardized, which is not a good thing.
Right.
And so there was just a lot of things I had to realize. How much money do I want to make? Of course, I can make as much money as I want to make. I can see the money's coming in. But really, Constance, what are your bills and you want to make, an extra $1,000 a month.
Right.
Cool. Then you stop. And then if you have the extra time to pick up the other orders, being prioritized, what is your priority?
Right.
Do you
Right.
want to be, I'm not going to be a millionaire making all these hats. What makes you happy, I think?
Right. That's
And
good.
what is success in your eyes?
Right.
Success isn't being a multimillionaire to me. Success is having a little bit extra in life and being able to provide for my family and enjoy a few vacations.
Right.
So I think that's important, having priorities and really setting very basic goals so you're not working yourself to the ground. I think entrepreneurs, the biggest thing that they do, if you do find success, you're working and working and working
You're
and working
going.
and working and
You're
yes,
going.
there's lots of money out there. There's tons of money,
Right.
yes, but
But
that's not going to be good for you
time,
if
health,
you're
all that
health
stuff is-
and
Yeah, because
healthy
Oprah
relationship.
even says that with her billions, she doesn't enjoy life because all she does is work.
Wow.
But one of the things that I love that you said, Doc, is mental clarity. That's my big deal. I feed brain cells, repair nervous systems, and make sure that my clients operate from mental clarity because I see that's what is the problem.
I think unfortunately some people believe when they hear the word balance that it means 10, 10, 10, 10, 10
No.
or 30, 30, 30, 30. Balance, that equation is a personal equation.
Yes.
You have to sit down and be clear about what is important to you, just as Constance said, and then put the percentage out.
Absolutely.
It may be a 50-20.
Right. No.
It
Absolutely.
might be a 10-60,
Right.
80. You have to determine what balance is for you and don't let anyone else define that for you.
Well, you said it in the beginning. Before you dive into a project, sit down and prioritize what's important. If it's family, then that might be the 70. I'm going to spend 70% of my time and my resources with my family, and then I'm going to divide up the rest. So that's an excellent point. But going back to something that you just said, Gwendolyn, and it had to do with failures. One thing about this show, I want to be very transparent about. We got to a place where we've gotten some successes, a few successes, but there's a saying out there that says some of us fail our way to success.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that.
Well, I heard a quote, and I've used it as my quote of the month, and it was called, find me a woman who's minding her own business, and I'll show you a millionaire. And at that time that I read that quote, it was critically important because I was all into someone else's business, but I was helping her.
Gotcha.
My cousin has an organization called Unstoppable Girls. She's a mentor extraordinaire. And so I went up this summer. I went to Rutgers. I went to Montclair State. I went to every university you can think of to really help her. But I found that I was just overly involved in her business, which could have been why my deal didn't close.
Got you.
So I have to mind my own business right now.
Okay. Constance.
I had a lot of success with Hug-A-Beans.com. And when I say success, I mean, when I was saying the 1,000, I mean, I've made hundreds and hundreds of thousands with the business. Very, very comfortable with it. And so I said, hey, I can do this, so let me start my own company. I spent thousands of dollars working with a web developer to launch a website similar to eBay. I was going to compete with Etsy, and I put all of this money into this idea, and it was working for me, but it was killing me because I did not have the time. Number one, I was on TV, okay? That's my number one job.
Right.
Number two, I had Hug-A-Beans, and number three, I'm trying to start another company. I mean, I'm not Superwoman, and the company failed miserably. TradeProds.com, you can look it up. You'll see my name was on there. I just closed it last year. And it's, it's something that happens. And I didn't tell a lot of people about my failure because, this perceived notion of how people look at you and how they see you. But it was good. At least I tried. And I had to do my research to really see what I could and could not do.
What did you learn from that?
I learned that it is extremely important to do your market research, especially if you're investing a lot of money. I mean, you see there's money being made. So for me, I was making money with Hugabean. So I said, obviously there's a market out there, but I didn't do enough research on the technical end and SEOs and a lot of stuff that I was not really educated on. And that's how I lost a lot of money. And that's fine, and I can make money tomorrow, and that's just what it is. You just keep going.
And there are some real big guys who say if you have not failed in something twice, they're not even going to invest in you.
Absolutely.
Won't call no names, but they say that.
No, you're absolutely right. What's up, Doc?
Hey, what's up?
Tell me. I know you ain't been riding the high forever now. Come on, give me something.
No, not at all. I have another company called Ladies Night Out. Ladies Night Out is an organization. It's a web-based organization that actually supports women doing business. It also features where women can go to support women. The idea of the concept was for women to get out together, to share, to talk, to communicate, so that in our communication we grow and develop and become successful. So wherever it's good for women to hang out, to enjoy each other, the website is there for you to find a place to go with your girlfriends. Now we talk about failure. One of the things I did early in this company was to involve friends. And oftentimes when we start a business, we want to invite all the wonderful people in our lives to participate in that business. Same thing with Powell Health Solutions. Oh, let me bring this person and that person, my close buddy, they're my cheerleader. Yeah. But the biggest mistake I made was hiring people who are unqualified. Having people participate in a business where they had no background, no experience, and that is a big mistake because of heart. Heart is wonderful. Let them be your standby cheerleader, but do not let them put their feet in the business aspect if they have no skills.
So right.
I learned that lesson early. So yes, go after your business, but make sure you have qualified people. Qualifications mean not just a resume, but a demonstration. You have to look for people who have it written, but also worked it.
I love that. I love that because one of the things I try to do, even with this show, is tell them, look, obviously none of us are getting paid, but if you're gonna step up to the plate, put your best foot forward, do that. But it can't be because we cool, we doing this. We have an obligation to deliver, yes. And we have to deliver. So how much more when money's on the line? All right, now don't play. So this question I'm gonna throw out there, but I don't want nobody preaching. I know we're in the studio and all of this, but one common theme that I'm hearing throughout is faith. How important is having some sort of relationship with God in your business?
Well, one of my names is Vasunhara, and it means the earth.
One of your names?
Yes, I have many names. And it means the earth filled with jewels. And so I thought at that time I was into stones and jewels, and I thought it was that. But in fact, it is the environmental resources that I save lives with. And so God gave us all of these resources before He even created us. So I feel very, very connected to the Creator. Not only that, because of the lack of financial resources I had to work with, I only had faith. But I knew that I couldn't take faith to the bank, nor could I take faith to the telephone company. So I had to take my faith and use it to remove the fear of going after what I wanted.
I said don't preach yet. What's going on there? I'm about to pull out the offering basket. Anything, Constance?
Well, no, I think I really had to grind my teeth with broadcasting, period. You face a lot of criticism, It takes a crazy person to get up at 2 a.m. 7 years. But there has to be more besides saying, I want to be on TV and look pretty. Like that stuff, you have to have a deeper passion and a deeper reason for what you're doing every day. When you have people insult you or say, I remember when I launched My Happy Hubby, I had a lot of criticism from people in the faith-based community talking about your son lingerie. Yeah, read the Bible about sex. I mean, I can get in the Bible if you want me to.
Let's go.
And so, but you have to kind of limit, what you decide to bring into your spirit and who you're going to listen to.
Absolutely.
And my number one source comes from the Bible, and it's a perfect example of what you should do and how you should love each other and steps you take with your business. So, faith is my cornerstone.
What's up, Doc?
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So talk to me. You gonna preach?
Cause
you closing your eyes.
I
There we
have to
go.
close my eyes
All right.
because when I started my business, I came out of medical school and I finished my residency. But I'll go back to when I started medical school. I was sitting in the classroom of 150 students. I didn't have any money. And as I sat there, I was so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm in med school!
Right.
And the second thought was, I wonder when they're going to kick me out. Because I don't have the money to pay this tuition. And you had to pay by the end of the day. At 5 o'clock, you had to pay your bill for the year. And I sat there so excited that I was in med school. And at 2 o'clock, I was like, oh my gosh, it's getting closer. My heart was racing and it pitter-pat. And all of a sudden, the Dean of Finance came in, called me out, and said, you have a full scholarship for 4 years. That's where I went to school. So when you talk about faith and you ask, Shawn, let me tell you.
Goosebumps right now. Oh my God.
I live by faith.
Whee! Okay, now the offering basket could go on. That's what I'm talking about. That's the mustard seed faith. You was just there, happy just to be there, but you was saying, you know what? And me and a friend of mine had a conversation today, and I'm so glad that you told that story because she needed to hear that. She's in the studio with us right now. I do have to make a mention. We're not going anywhere. You do have to go. Let me know. Put it on this little piece of paper. Let me know when to release you. But we're having a little mixer today. We're having it right after the show. We're heading over to Zebra Lounge, and you guys are all invited. I'm not gonna make it. I don't put pressure on people on the air because we put them on the pressure on the air. They be like, oh, Shawn, why you made me commit to that thing on the air? But are you guys coming? I just. Oh, good, awesome. So I have a bunch of questions for you guys, but I just want to throw this one out real quick, and let's make it brief so I can throw some more stuff at you guys. First jobs.
Revlon Cosmetics. And now I actually make skin and beauty care formulas. I developed it. My first job was with Revlon. But you know what's funny? When Tracy called in earlier and she said, pay yourself first. Well, that's how I went to work for myself. Because there was no way. When I went for my first job and it took 2 weeks for them to pay me and then they had already taken out money. I was like, oh no, that ain't going to work for me. Because as a kid, I made money every day like Pharrell Gray. I made money cash every day. How am I going to work for somebody for weeks and then they take out 33%, which is like half to me?
Now I see why you went into the business by yourself. That's what I'm talking about. What about you, Constance? First job.
I was a telemarketer. Yeah.
So you know how to sell.
I can sell.
All right, and that's actually segue to our next show. Our next show is about sales. So tune in next week. We're gonna be talking about sales. We'll call Constance on the phone. Oh no, she sleeps at 5. What about you, Doc?
Summer youth employment, 14 years old.
Some of you.
This
is so much fun, but we are running out of time. I just want to real quickly let you guys let the people know how they can contact you because we gotta sign off in a few. Constance, how they can contact you?
You just Google Constance Jones.
Oh, excuse me.
Anything will come up. I've got my blog, my Instagram, my Twitter, but the best way probably is via Twitter, I think, because I'm always connected to that. Facebook, I get way too many messages, and I may not accept your friend requests because I just don't.
And that is at Constance
Jones.
What about you, Gwendolyn? How can we contact you?
You can Google me too. However, you gonna run into some more. But Facebook, Gwendolyn Thomas Carter. You can inbox me, CarterGwen11@gmail.com. 954-665-5428 and www.holistichealthalert.com.
Awesome. And Dr. Michelle C. Powell.
Hey, look up Dr. Michelle C. Powell, or you can call me at 305-948-4701. Or if you want to know where to go, Ladies Night Out knows at Dr. P at Ladies Night Out USA, spelled NITE USA.
Awesome. I'd like to thank all our featured guests, Gwendolyn Carter, Dr. Michelle C. Powell, and Constance Jones. I'd like to thank you so much. But most of all, I would like to thank you, our listening audience. Thank you for tuning in. And never forget, if you're in business, make it your business to be in the black. Yeah!
It's a new wave, not going back. It's a new wave, not going back. Living here. black.